I sound like the worst kids. I was planning on doing a nice video today, but over the last 48 hours I have seen a few videos that have made me and my husband feel physically sick. The videos aren't relevant to a YouTuber I watch, although a YouTuber I watched, well, a few of them have covered this exact story. Sorry, it's really upsetting me. YouTube is demonetizing videos where people are telling you how not to become prone to a serial killer, which is a good thing. And giving you information about how to stay safe and what not to do, and educating us on people that are missing. And YouTube are demonetizing those. But there's this family. I'm not going to name them. I refuse to name them. Above, I will pop Philly's and Boogie's videos on this. I've also sent the video to JK News, Rob Dyke, and David Stowe. And I'm probably going to send it to the Worst Kids when I'm done, because this needs to be stopped. I've only seen this video through what Phil showed and what Daz Black showed. Now, that was enough to literally make me and my husband feel physically sick. And I'm going to come at this from two avenues here. I can't have kids. The reason why is a different video. But me and my husband can't have kids. For various reasons. My weight isn't one of them, trust me. It's different. The reasons are different than that. But this family have multiple children, and they prank them, probably I'll say about 4 or 5 times a month. And there's one child that they seem to pick on more than others. And then the last video, all the family's going on this trip by this one child that they pick on more than others. Because apparently he spread poop in his room or wherever. Well, no, if you're going to treat your child like that and you yell in his face and you blame him for stuff that he hasn't done on a regular basis, he is going to act out. This is covered more in one of Phil's videos. What I will say on this is, as somebody who knows more than I would like when it comes to child abuse, through various different reasons, and I wasn't a victim of it, don't worry. But I know a lot about it. My education is part of the reason. I can see this family really, really having issues if they don't stop. As it is, Daz mentioned in one of his tweets that the CPS of that particular area have been called multiple times. I think he said hundreds of times, which is good. And apparently in blocking out the haters video that they did, they said that they've been investigated and cleared. And it's like, well, clearly if they've not seen the video. There's one video in Phil's video, there's one clip that he shows where the father literally pushes this son that it always seems to be this son. They push him against a bookcase, and then later on in the same day he's bleeding out of his nose. And apparently it was a scab that came off. That's besides the point. If your child is bleeding, then don't just stick him in the bedroom, and don't talk to them like they're a piece of... There may be children, but they need to be treated with respect. And they need to be treated with human decency. I'm not putting adverts on this video, and if I get any hate, it will be deleted. But this video made my husband physically sick and extremely mad. The way you don't treat your children like that. And then one of the defences was, well, Roman Atwood does it. No, he doesn't. He does pranks where he might make his partner, bless her soul, believe that he's blown up one of the kids, but the kid's generally hiding around the corner somewhere. He's never physically pranked the child. You know, sometimes the children may be involved in the pranks. There's the pretending to, there's one he did with the ceiling fan, where it made it look like one of the children were on the ceiling fan. The child wasn't on the ceiling fan. You know, he never puts a child at risk. He always thinks, you know, I'm not gonna. He never pranks his children. There's a big difference between pranking your children where you are literally in their face, screaming at them like they're a piece of and what Roman does. They're completely different. The father seems to have some inkling that something isn't right, and the mother's just like, well, it's his own fault. No, love, it's your fault. Treat your children with a bit of respect, because you don't treat your children like this. You don't. I'm sorry, but you just don't. If I could have kids, my kids wouldn't be treated that way. And for people like me that can't have kids, watching parents like this makes me physically sick. And then when you watch Phil's videos and Boogie's videos, who have both been victims of child abuse, though different types of child abuse and I think different severity as well, it literally makes me, you know, just them describing in a way what they went through and how, if this had happened to them, how it would have affected them. Phil and Boogie have turned out awesome despite what happened. That isn't always the case. There are many times when I've looked into case studies for one reason or another, whether it's research for a book or whatever, and I researched something like a murder that's happened in a small town or wherever, and it starts off with, you know, the killer was, you know, verbally abusing this, that and the other. Like I'm saying, I know not everybody who's abused becomes a monster, whether they abuse themselves or what, or why these parents think it's fun, and why they're letting the son subdue one of the other sons, and then standing there while he literally squeezes him and the kid is saying, I can't breathe, and then allowing one of the other sons to come along and kick him in the ballsack is beyond me. This is literally enraging, and if they were in this country, I know it's enraged Phil, and I know it's enraged Boogie, and I know it's enraged Daz. Daz even got in a huge fight on online last night with Keemstar, and the father of the family actually tweeted him and said, oh, as a fan, don't do this. You're just going to make people believe the lies that are out there. And he's like, no, from what I've seen, you are abusing your children. You are talking to your children like they are a piece of poop. You do not treat your children like that, which you don't. And they're still getting monetized, and then you've got people like Phil and Rob who are routinely losing money on videos. Rob does a video that costs 500 and he gets 200 back. That's a loss of 300. So YouTube are demonetizing videos of a horror genre. If you click on a video about serial killers, then you know it's going to be about serial killers. They categorise that for the same advertisers that you would have on a horror film, but don't demonetize them, because they're not. Rob never shows actual violence, and he doesn't describe in detail what these people do to people, but his videos still get demonetized just by discussing them, which is weird, because I'll just double check. But one of my videos, which is talking about something not very nice, I'll just double check before I say it. My channel, video manager. Let's have a look. It's still monetized, and it's on about the Jonestown massacre. So you're demonetizing Rob's videos where he's not going in depth, but I've got a video about the Jonestown massacre where I'm talking about a not very nice subject. Mine's got demonetized for a day, and then it got remonetized. But there are just some people where you literally look at them and you're thinking, what the holy crap? Oh, this family are enraging. I'm sorry. I am going to try and do a couple of live videos tonight to try and cheer me up a little bit. To, you know, pep me up a little bit. And see where we go from there. And with a bit of luck, we shall get somewhere. We shall get somewhere. But I'm going to upload this video without any music and without any ads, because it's enraging. It really is enraging. I'm sorry, but like I said, I'm going to link above Boogie's video, Daz's videos, and Phil's 2 videos. One where he talks about the YouTube channel, and the second one where he talks about the apology. I'm going to pop them up above. But I know Daz's video doesn't have adverts on. Phil's doesn't have adverts on. I think the first one does, but the second one does, but the first one doesn't. And there are a few other, and this one isn't going to either, by choice, because I know what can happen if somebody is allowed to live in a situation like this, and it isn't good. I've gone through too many case studies. I've gone through too many cases where this exact thing happens, and then later on in life they turn into a monster. I'm not going to say the same's going to happen to this kid, but they need to be stopped before they damage their other kids. Before the kids that they have are damaged to the point where they're beyond repair. Oh, God. This is enraging. Anyway, I'm going to sign off for now, and then I'm going to try and calm down before I do the next video. But hopefully I will speak to you soon. Take care. And definitely check out the videos in the iCard.